So I'm trying to catch up on my YouTube videos because I went almost 3 weeks without making a video. And if you've been following me, I've been making videos for a year and a half consistently every single day, at least 5 days, sometimes 6, and in some cases 7 days a week. But I am opening up a new restaurant, and which is right across the street from my current restaurant. And I run another kitchen in the summertime, so I'm just like overloaded with work to do. And I've just been trying to get to it, and it's just like, it's just frustrating because I'm not being able to get to making YouTube videos. So I'm resorting to making videos in my car as soon as I can go out and even drive. Even if I'm driving 5 miles, I try to turn this thing on and try to record content for something, for one of my channels, websites, or something. If any of you follow Durian Rider, he was talking the other day about how if you don't have 10 minutes a day to devote to your YouTube channel, then don't even bother doing it because you're not going to get the results. He goes, daily people want to see content from you. So that's why I have the camera in the car here and I'm driving. So today's topic, I was on my YouTube channel looking through comments, and I get about 225,000 views a month right now, which isn't much, but it's a lot. But I get a lot of comments, so it's really tough for me to respond to every comment. And when I see a comment and to go back and respond to it later, sometimes I can't find it because it just drops too far in the feed. But here's a topic I want to address. Somebody said the other day on one of my baking soda videos, they said, my mother or my sister, somebody in my family got cancer from baking soda. And if you've seen any of my baking soda videos, I reference doctors, I reference studies, I reference people that have had lots of success from actually curing or reversing their cancer. Now, I'm not saying it does cure cancer, but I'm talking about other people's success stories. And I talk about the benefits of baking soda, and I've talked about my personal experience in the past with baking soda, how I used to take it way back when I was switching my diet over and I still had massive heartburn, I still had some issues, and I don't take baking soda much these days, only when I'm doing super long endurance races of like 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours when I'm out running, just to flush some lactic acid out of my system. And I also take it if I have indigestion, heartburn, if I'm having a problem with the foods I've eaten. But now here's the thing, it's my fault that I have indigestion. I haven't properly food combined. So it's my fault. It's not like, oh, I'm going to take baking soda every single time and keep abusing or using baking soda all the time because I'm having heartburn. If I use baking soda for heartburn, it's probably, I would say, every 4 months, if that, for heartburn. That's it. And that's probably a stretch at that. A couple weeks ago, I was doing it in a wine tasting. I tasted a Viognier, and I love Viognier. Viognier is a great varietal originally from France, from Rhone. And I love Viognier. So I took a sip of Viognier, and right away, for some reason, it hit me, and I couldn't shake off this really tough digestion. So of course, baking soda cured it like that. So somebody on my channel commented and said, my mother, let's just reference my mother. My mother took baking soda every day and she got cancer from taking baking soda. Okay? Now here's the thing. If you're taking something constantly, like blood pressure medication, you're taking it for a reason. If you're taking baking soda because of heartburn issues, you're taking it for a reason. Okay? Chances are, the reason is, you need to find out what the reason is and stop the reason, right? Because it's not the baking soda that may have killed this person or gotten this person sick or given this person cancer. It's the fact what they were doing to cause them to take the baking soda. People never want to take responsibility for what's wrong with them, right? They never ever want to take responsibility. They want to go to the doctor and get a pill. I'm on my way to the hospital right now to visit my father because my father's in the hospital again. My father's read every book that I've read because I give him every book that I've read, and he follows up with it and reads it. He knows so much on nutrition, but he applies 50% of the time, if that. And who knows what he's eating. But, it comes back to the cause and effect. There's a problem why my father's like that, why my father has congestive heart failure, and why his lungs fill up with water, and why he has high blood pressure and why he has high cholesterol. There's a reason for it. If you figure out what the reason is and stop the reason, then you wouldn't have to take the pills. You wouldn't have to, if this person found what the reason was why they were taking baking soda every day, they wouldn't have to take the baking soda. When you have heartburn, it means your whole stomach, your whole digestion process is out of whack, and that's dangerous. Before I knew what I know now in holistic health and natural health and all that kind of stuff, I used to sleep some nights in a chair, sitting up, because I couldn't handle the massive heartburn that I had. And it got to a point where it was so bad that the doctor wanted to operate on me. They said, oh, we recommend, this operation for you. And of course, in my mid-20s, I didn't know the difference. I knew I just had to sleep with Tums on my nightstand, a big bottle of Tums. I used to go to like Sam's Club at the time, just buy the biggest Tums I could buy, right? I'd like buy the monster Tums. This is watermelon, but I'd like buy the monster Tums to sit on my bedstand, on my nightstand. And the Pepsid, the prescription Pepsid or whatever prescription, wasn't even working. And my doctor never told me, oh, nutrition, stop eating fries. I'm a chef. Back then I was eating French fries every day. I was eating creme brulee. I was miscombining every food group, every type of food possible. I was doing it because I didn't know any better. But my doctor didn't know any better either. But all my doctor knew was to prescribe a pill. That's all. That's all. That's all my doctor knew how to do, was prescribe a pill. Oh, gee, the road's closed up here. I'm gonna have to turn around and go to the other road. So if you find yourself taking a blood pressure medication, if you find yourself taking, let's see if I can turn here. It's open. It's open. It's open. I guess this is open. He didn't say anything to me. So if you find yourself taking baking soda every day for your heartburn, and you end up getting cancer down the road, if you end up getting some serious issues down the road, chances are it's not the baking soda, it's the act of what you're doing to cause yourself to take the baking soda. Something's out of whack. Your body is giving you a signal. Your body is out of whack. It's giving you a signal. Something's wrong. Change something. Don't take a pill to mask it, because you can take a pill or you can take baking soda, which is much more natural than a pill of some sort. But you are still taking something to mask the symptoms. When you mask the symptoms, you never get to the real cause of something. So of course, there's going to be the price to pay down the road of something else. That's just what's going to happen. So to say, well, the baking soda or the blood pressure medication gave me a heart attack or gave me this or gave me that, there's a reason why you're taking it to begin with, is my point here. So, what do? You start exercising. Like in my father's case, my father refuses to exercise. It's a shame just to sit there, to watch him just sit there and do nothing. But he has no desire to walk. He has no desire to do anything. He'll eat healthy when he comes to my restaurant because I give him healthy food. I'll send him home with stuff. But as far as that, I have no idea what he's eating at home. I have no clue. But so what can you do? Well, adopt a plant-based diet. There's tons of great information on a plant-based diet out there. A lot of cardiologists are recommending plant-based diet. A lot of doctors like Dean Ornish are recommending a plant-based diet to get rid of all the animal products and all that crap in your system, all that crap in your food supply. If you just start reading ingredients, and there's so many things you can do. This video is really not on what you can do specifically. You got to follow my channel. You got to follow other people. There's a ton of stuff you can do that I did that worked fantastic. I became plant-based. I cut out white sugar. I cut out white flour. I stopped eating fried foods. When I mean plant-based, I mean no animal products. So yes, eating a vegan diet. Exercising. I went from not being able to run at all to now, last year in 2014, I ran 2,000 miles. some of my friends ran 3,000 miles. So, I'm kind of behind them. This year, I'm only going to run about 1,000 miles because I cycle more this year. I did a lot of snowshoeing during the winter time. I kind of mixed it up. I hit the gym a couple days a week now. So it's all kind of mixed up. So I'm really not focused on just running. But you got to move. You got to nourish your body. You got to give your body foods. You got to eat simpler foods. Eating simpler foods makes a huge difference, okay? So, like, this is eating a simple food, watermelon. This is my lunch, okay? What happens when I eat watermelon, or what happens if you eat watermelon or single fruit, it's a simple food. It's not cooked. There's no salt added to it. There's no sugar. It's not denatured. It's in its pure, natural form. When you eat what's called a mono meal, you actually speed up your digestion. So when people say, oh, that's high in sugar, that's too high in sugar, Marcus, you're right. That is high in natural sugar. But if you're eating just that, you don't have a fat in front of you, you don't have foods in front of you to slow your digestion down, then that makes a huge difference, because that's going to pass through my system so quick. It's just going to pass through my body's going to be able to absorb what's in there. See, and we're going off on another tangent, another topic here, but there's a lot of disease comes from your colon, from your digestion system. That's where a lot of disease comes from. And the more you keep food in your digestion system, the more it putrefies. The more it putrefies, the more rancid, the more rotten. Take a piece of meat, throw it on your counter, turn your house up to 98 degrees, and let it sit there for 3 days. You tell me how appetizing that meat is, okay? You don't even want to look at that meat. You wouldn't want to smell that meat. Well, guess what? That's what's in your system. That's what's in your colon. That's what's in your digestive tract. And now imagine taking that rancid, putrefied meat or whatever else is in there and distributing and pumping out through your whole body, in your bloodstream, throughout your whole system, and nourishing all your cells with that rancid putrefaction. Imagine doing that. You would never think of saying, oh, I'm going to eat this meat that's on my counter because, I'm going to nourish every cell in my body. You'd be stupid to do that. But yet that's what's happening inside of your system. And unless you're nourishing your colon, your digestive system, you have to put good probiotics in there. You have to eat foods that encourage good probiotics. Every time you eat cooked foods, acid foods, crap foods, Doritos, stuff like that, French fries, broccoli with butter as opposed to just steamed broccoli, apple pie, whipped cream, marshmallows, even some of this vegan stuff that they have out there. A lot of the vegan stuff out there, just because you're becoming vegan doesn't mean you're eating healthy foods. You can buy vegan crap out there, okay? They can make soy ice cream or some kind of vegan ice cream out of total crap, okay? So trans fats, margarine is a vegan product because it's just made from vegetable oil, but it's hydrogenated. So don't think because you're eating vegan, you're eating healthy. But back to your colon, that's just pumping throughout your whole system. And you'd be crazy to say, oh, let me put meat out on my counter and just think that's going to nourish your body. So the quicker the food passes, the quicker the transit time is on your food. And you cannot use corn. Corn is a bad example to use because a lot of people say, oh, I ate corn last night and it's already, coming out of me. That corn never gets digested, it just passes right through you. You want to judge it on times of food that's properly being digested and then passing through. So corn is a bad example. Beets are a good one. Eat beets. Eat a lot of red beets and see when the red beets come out at the other end, because that'll help you judge your transit time. And the more junk you eat, the more flour you eat, the more gluten, what's the key word of gluten? Glue. The more glue foods you eat, the more that compacts in your colon. And the more it just packs on. So when you eat these mono meals and you eat simple foods that aren't cooked, that aren't denatured, it passes through your system much quicker. The putrefaction, the rancidity, the rotting of the foods doesn't happen nearly as much, if not at all. And you're eating the foods that are actually going to nourish your body, and that's what you want to do. So did baking soda cause this person's cancer? Did taking a blood pressure medication cause this person's heart attack? What is the cause and effect? That's what you really have to look at, what you're really doing to your body on a daily basis. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm just having this moderation. I'm just doing this in moderation. Moderation sucks. Moderation, on a cellular level, people say, oh, I'm moderating, right? But on a cellular level, they don't know that you're only having one donut from Dunkin' Donuts. They don't know that you're only having 3 or 4 French fries. They don't know that you're having only a half a bag of Doritos, right? Your cells don't know that. When I say they, your cells do not know that. And all cells know is life or death, right? You're going to give them something that nourishes their body, or you're going to give them something that kills them. So homeostasis, just staying the same, life isn't like that. Life either grows or dies. You're either growing or dying. That's how your cells work. They grow or die. You give them one French fry, they're not going to grow from one French fry. What they do? They're going to die from one French fry. You give them kale, they like kale, so they're going to live from kale. You give them watermelon. You give them things that can fuel them. Your body is fueled from glucose. Every cell in your body runs on glucose, which is why eating fruit is just so important. Eating a lot of fruit just to fuel your whole body. You're not fueling your body eating this or getting this rancid, putrefied meat or other things just pumped through your system. So chances are, when some people get cancer and they go in and operate, they do radiation, they do chemo in one area, people sometimes get cancer back in a different area of their body, because that's not where the cancer came from. Your breast is not where the cancer came from. Wherever it is, your lymph, that's not where the cancer came from. That's just where the cancer just manifested and actually grew out in one of the weaker parts of your body that couldn't fight it off. It actually could have come from your whole system, pumping the symptoms, pumping the precursors, pumping whatever it is out into your whole body. And then all of a sudden, every part of your body is, trying to defend off what the causes of cancer may be, but yet your breast is not able to it. Your whatever part of your body, your liver, whatever it is not able to fight it off, and that's where the cancer develops. To think that cancer is just like totally in one spot and only one spot only is such an old paradigm of thinking for doctors, but yet still, that's what they do. They just address, when you go to the doctor and you get chemo and radiation, they just address and pinpoint right where the cancer is right there, and they forget about the rest of your body, your whole body, as if your breast is something totally separate, or wherever it is something totally different than the rest of your body. And that could be the farthest from the truth. It's throughout your body. So, cause and effect, do the right thing, plant-based diet, start reading books left and right. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not quote unquote credentialed to give advice. But if you start reading my blog, you start watching my videos, you'll see that I dropped all my medications, that I got rid of asthma for 28 years. I lost weight. I became a runner. I was never able to run a quarter of a mile before without getting a major asthma attack. I was in the hospital every winter because my immune system was compromised because I had asthma. Compromised immune system is asthma. And my doctor, every doctor I've ever had my whole life until I was 28 years old, never told me that I could get rid of asthma. They never told me what to do to get rid of asthma. I had to figure it out myself. So if you're going to say, well, I don't have credentials and I'm not a doctor, I'm telling you what worked for me. I'm not just sharing my experience and my advice. Is it going to work for everybody? I don't know. I mean, how different are we all? I mean, all dogs eat the same diet. All cats eat the same diet. All giraffes eat the same diet. How much different can the human diet actually vary based upon whatever? I tried the blood type diet. It didn't work for me. I tried the Atkins diet. It did not work for me. I mean, I tried tons and tons of diets because I was overweight and I was frustrated. I always went to my doctor, but they never, ever, ever told me what to do to turn around my life until I picked up books. The first book I picked up was Bernard Jensen, and I picked up a Gary Null book. And that just totally transformed and changed my life. And by reading those books, it made me realize that I'm in control of my health. Not the pill, not the doctor. The doctor's definitely not in control of my life. The doctor's in control of his salary, his or her salary. That's what they're in control of. I'm sorry, you pay $250,000 to go to medical school, $100,000, you have loans, you pay all that money to go to medical school, you're taught to make a living. You're not taught to teach me how to get healthy and never come back to you again. And people just don't understand that. Doctors do not teach you how to live healthy. Because if they did, they couldn't pay their college loans. They couldn't make a living for their family. That's not what it's about. People just think, oh, go to the doctor and do this, do that, do that. I did my own research. I took my health in my own hands. I took my health in my own hands. So do I have credentials to official credentials? Of course I don't have official credentials. I'm a chef. But I have common sense. And people overlook common sense versus somebody who actually has credentials. And it's mind-boggling. Like, people know it's good. People know it's bad. It's no secret. You know, it was no secret. I knew that I was eating something that was giving me heartburn up until I was 28 years old. I knew that. But, you know, I never really understood the drastic, and I mean drastic effect of food on your system. Drastic. I'm not saying small effect. I'm saying drastic effect of food on your system. Because within 30 days, done, gone, finished, history. Acid reflux was gone. All my medications were gone. Asthma was gone within I like to say 90 days because I don't really officially remember. But I got to be honest with you, my asthma was pretty much gone after 30 days. It might have been 45. It might have been 50. I just round up to 90 because, you know, in 3 months, you can totally transform your life. And that's what I did when I was 28 years, totally transformed it. And the guys with credentials, the medical doctors, the guys with credentials, couldn't do it. They didn't know how to do it. And if they did know how to do it, they weren't telling me how to do it. So, cause and effect, everything makes a difference. Start reading books. Start looking at every diet. I looked at every diet. I experimented. I did all these things. And when it came down to it, plant-based was where it was at for me. Plant-based was totally where it was at for me. But beyond plant-based, real, whole, living foods. And do I eat vegan marshmallows? Yeah, I eat vegan marshmallows. I'm not perfect. I'm not super strict. And I know vegan marshmallows aren't good for me, but I'm not using the moderation card. A lot of people say, oh, moderation. No, I know moderation. There's no such thing as moderation, life or death, but I still enjoy a vegan marshmallow. I still enjoy other vegan foods that might be more processed. But, you know, I turn around and I go back and I have my half gallon of green smoothie. I go back and I eat my fruit. I go back and do all those things. I go back and run. I exercise. I do all those. So don't blame the pill. Don't blame the baking soda. Blame what you're doing. Take responsibility for what you're doing and take charge of your life.